Okay, so right here I want to work a little bit more on maybe repositioning, kind of readjusting, creating better angles. When I'm done, let's go copy to our current camera. If mountain look a little bit too far away, we always can go at high field and just bring this mountain a little bit closer, just so it's higher than this one. Kind of positioning as well. I think on this mountain maybe my colors a little bit off. So right here we have our snow. Okay, and you remember it was luminosity, so maybe just turn off luminosity for now. Just slightly reduce lighting. You know what, let me rename this snow. Okay, so next let's start work on lighting, and I'm going to light, we'll go sunlight, and actually let's bring a little bit more closer right here and drop down more to the golden hour, kind of creating look as well. I will want to touch soft shadows right now, just leave it like this light. I'm going to atmosphere, and we'll just go add clouds. Also on these clouds I want to reduce density and reduce sharpness, so it will create kind of whispering, but I want to pop up a little bit more on the cover. So right here you can see we have it kind of more puffy clouds. We'll leave it coloring default, and I want to take the blue sky and pop up maybe a little bit more, so it's create this nice sunsetish kind of color. We can always tweak to add more decay to our sky, so it will have more kind of reddish look. Okay, let me go ahead and render right now, see what we have it so far. Okay, so far I see I have a little bit too high haze. I want to rework on this. This is look kind of nice, maybe bring a little bit angle, but I do like that area. A little bit lighting right here, it does need a rework. So let's go to main, we'll take haze density and just drop it down. That should provide quite a bit clear look. I'm not touching the quality right now on the slider because I want just overall see the lighting and position of the light before I do this. The clouds as well, let me just reduce, so just to create a little bit this whispering type with them. Okay, cloud color, I think this is right now. The lighting, will leave it like this, and then I think this is look okay for now. Okay, so you can see how it's a little bit brighten up, give it a little bit more contrast. Okay, on sunlight, a couple things. I want to bring a little bit more on the contrast, on the brightness, so it will increase this one. We add soft shadows now, it will add some smooth, however it will nicer mostly on the big shadows, give it less little bit this gradient going into there. Okay, I will put it some little bit lower now again, so just lower. Now that you know, maybe even we'll see how low it will going without, and just slightly on an angle. Maybe need bring a little bit more again the lights strength here. I think that is good. Okay, let me preview again one more time. Okay, so right here is a finish render preview. I need to bring the probably this trees a little bit closer, so I need to increase to cover this area. It's look better on lighting, however haze need to be dropped down, and I don't like clouds, they look boring, not very interesting, so rework on those ones. On this, what I'm going to do right now, it is going to our objects, go to our pine trees to select them, and right here where we have it link, I'll just increase this by 500. populate, so it should bring them, yep, cover right here very well. Okay, next what I'm going to do, it's we created this one. The lighting will go to atmosphere, and right here on a haze, just bring this density down, and let's go on a haze control, so we'll take as well the kind of down brings, so reduce a little bit more. Okay, we have to pop up a little bit more on the blue sky. It's give it us kind of yellowish, this cyan color. Okay, let's look now on the clouds, and in the clouds mostly it's when I work with the tweaks and functions, this is where we can modify slightly. So we have a density fractal at this point, and right here we look on atmosphere, there's our density fractal with feature scales, and I say they look large, but I probably don't like altitude, maybe too high. So let's do this one. We'll go pop up this to 400. It will increase overall fractals kind of scales for them. Okay, small scales, let's pop up to 1, decreasing, so I just increase the range of them, and we'll take the altitude and maybe drop down to quite a bit lower in this case. Okay, and right now previewing, see how the atmospheres come up. Okay, so right here it's look better. Maybe increase more transparency. I don't want to have clouds too much this, because maybe just size, increase size and a little bit fuzziness. We'll see. Again, they look lighting look better, but again I still have some haziness here, which is we can rework. So we'll go to the clouds again, and we can open again the density, everything. The couple things we can modify from Perlin and other things work very well. It is, for example, or ridges, and ridges give you very interesting effect, like lines almost on the cloud. So you can try modify this. That's what I'm going to preview, and also pop up just a little bit roughness and pop up scale on this. This will bring, you can see a little bit more roughness kind of in the clouds, but I want to also covering and add more interesting ways to the clouds as well. So I'll leave it as default here, and let's look in atmosphere now. Actually, I want to go in the lighting, environment lighting, and here's a color and string on the surface. So I actually want to take this one just slightly down, because I noticed some of them was a little bit too overexposure, so I want to reduce strength of the light on the surfaces producing, and rest just leave it as default. Okay, this look okay. Let's go on atmosphere, and again haze, just reduce even more, pop up this a little bit, and just leave it on red sky, more sunset-ish look. Again, some of those settings you almost need to do a few times, see how it's look. It's take time to come up sometimes with right lightings and proportions, and most of them, when you modify, be sure you change kind of one small increments, one small step, because the effect can be very dramatic if you have a jump, and sometimes hard to control that way. Okay, so let's go in a lighting, and also reduce a little bit glowing in a haze, so it will reduce some of that noise, and power as well, just less, a little bit increase sharpness. Again, when you're doing your final steps, more closer you will be to tweaking. More and more times I find out I'm rendering just to be sure all the small details look okay for me. Okay, the one thing I noticed, because I did move mountain, I did not move my map, so my snow is kind of look way off. So let's go ahead and stop this one. However, the clouds you can see look much interesting now, more interesting this way. So what I want to do is go to my terrain. Okay, and you can see right here position. I go copy, and now I'm going to image map, and this is position where I want to paste. So now my snow cover realign back with my mountains, because I did notice it was a little bit off. Okay, so right here I see mostly it's what I was going after. Look, clouds look more interesting, kind of depth, some interest to them. As well, it's less haze and more sharpness add. Some little bit darkness to the terrain, so it's look more real. And this is already was look nice. I'm going to stop at this point, and I'm going inside the renders. So we'll go to open this render, and I'm going to add higher quality, so I'll pop up this one. I'll add better on the details. Again, when you render, the higher the better, but it's take the longer time. But overall, I'm just increase slightly settings. It will take longer render. As well, in atmosphere, I'll just increase overall sampling. Again, this is one effect to the clouds. Clouds look okay, so I'll just leave it them. And this again, number sampling, it will detect automatically, just quality, just overall pop up. This will take a little bit longer to render, so I'm going to render right now, pause this tutorial and come back after the render is completed.